Hello everyone, this is Talk Time with Cynthia. I just want y'all to see my shirt. My daughter, she literally drew the cup and the salsa with the spoon on my shirt. So we're artistic people around here. Like I showed y'all my cup and stuff in my shirt I designed. Well, she designed this here. She literally sketched it. So and I love it. You know, mamas love everything the children do anyway, right? Okay, so I'm gonna just say, and I hope I don't become a nuisance. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you like, you know, the information that I'm giving you. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and comment down below. Share with your family and your friends. And don't forget to hit the notification button so you will know every time I upload. It's been a while. I think it's been about, this is my third day. I think it's been about 2 days since I posted, like, really posted anything. I've been posting stuff about my little doggy because she's so cute. I just think she's the cutest thing in the whole world. So, but, and I'm going to attempt to reach you guys again. So anyway, I'm going to be talking a lot about the African American community. So just to help us to improve on some things that we can improve upon. And of course, us the adults can stand some improvement. I mean, everybody, there's nobody that exempt from some improvement. And so today, the topic I'm going to be talking on is African American history. 10 fun ways to cultivate greater appreciation. Okay, so we're going to find out something how we can cultivate appreciation for the history, the African American history. And this is from the U.S. Department of Education. Okay. So let me read what's here. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. It says, from the art of science, African Americans have played a prominent role in contributing to America's rich culture and development in the modern world. Encourage your kids to gain a greater appreciation of Black history with information from the Library of Congress, National Park Service, National Aeronautics and Science Administration, and others, by helping them make connections through all 5 senses. Okay, so I know I said I was going to be speaking to the African American people, but I don't want to just limit it to us, because I do realize we have other people that appreciate our culture. So I'm talking to you too. I'm talking to people who have a great appreciation for the African American culture, because just not just us having appreciation for our culture. So and I just think that is so amazing, because we all have an appreciation for each other's culture. So I don't want to limit it to us. And I just want to say, whoever wants to know about it, come on in. Welcome. We appreciate people loving our culture and wanting to learn more about it. So just like I said, we have Like, I want to know about the Asian culture. That's my daughter, y'all. I want to know about the Asian culture. I want to know about the Japanese culture. The American culture. You know, even though we live here, it's really limited to a lot of things that we know. Yeah, some of the stuff in the textbooks when we going to school or whatever, and some of that stuff is kind of sketchy. So you have to search it out for yourself, like really get to know literally what happened. You understand what I'm saying? That way you're better able to connect with other people, other cultures. So, and like I said, and that's the only way that we're going to be able to come together, when we really know what the culture is between the different cultures between us, and that's the only way we're going to know. So, but I just wanted to talk on the African Americans culture for today. So, but yeah, so I want to know about I just want to know. I want to know everything. I want to know everything about everything, because I find it so intriguing to know about other people's culture. You know, I don't want to look at somebody and have an opinion one way or another and not know their culture. I don't want to have one opinion one way or another either way. I don't want to have an opinion, especially if it's something negative. You understand what I'm saying? But I mean, you can't judge somebody and not know them. And then if you learn them and find out about them, then maybe you won't want to judge them. So I mean, because I want to know everything before I leave this earth. I just want to know as much as I can know. I want to travel. I want to engage. I want to be in a world where anybody can go anywhere and not feel like they're not welcome. You know, and I know it's people in every culture that want other people to know about their culture and have an appreciation for their culture, right? That's what I think. That's what I feel. And I know that's true, because I mean, it's things about our culture that we love, you know, and we want people to know, and we want people to appreciate it. Okay. So now, without further ado, because I'll keep going on and on, because I have so much love in my heart, and you know, it'll keep me going and going and going. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this. Okay, so number one, it says history, right? It says reflect on biographies. Reflect on biographies. So what we're doing, we're trying to find out how to appreciate the culture. So it says check and see if your public or school library has biographies or picture books about a single famous African American from history. Then think and talk about how he or she is portrayed differently in books published at different points in time, or in books for readers of different ages. Can you uncover any nuisances in the portraits the book's authors convey? Dig into the past and read up on civil rights leader Rosa Parks, author Zora Neale Hurston, educator Mary McLeod Bethune, and baseball player Jackie Robinson, or other well-known African Americans who sparks your curiosity. Okay, so I know that they named these people, but it's so much broader than these people. So you want to just, like, if you know about these people, go learn about somebody different. You know what I mean? So you'll have a full scope of everything. So, and I'm gonna be just, you know, trying to find different things that I can talk about, so it give us a broader understanding. Cut that fan on, Julia, so to give us a broader understanding of, the culture. So, because we want to know everything. We don't want somebody to give us different things and limit us. We want to just know everything. And as African Americans, because it is our culture. And for people who are interested in it, also, you don't want somebody to limit you to the culture, especially if you're in interracial relationships or marriages or whatever have you. You want to know about that person's culture because you want to be able to have a better understanding about the person and why they act the way they are, or things that you can do different to show your appreciation to the person that you love. And it goes way beyond that, and especially with the history of African America and different things that happened along the way. So I think it's a beautiful thing when you are in interracial relationships that you do learn about the person's culture. That way the relationship is that much better because you can relate more. Okay, so it's in number 2. That was number 1. Number 2, because it said it got 10, right? So that was number 1. This is number 2. Make a graphic timeline. Help your kids take a closer look at significant moments in Black history with a graphic timeline. First, if your kids are unfamiliar with timelines, learn more by looking at an example like that of the biography of artist Henry Osawa Tanner, Henry Osawa Tanner. Then it says, work with your kids to create handmade, especially posters, collages, and models, or digital videos, blogs, online journals, timelines of periods such as the abolitionist movement or the civil rights movement. Okay? So then it says, or zoom in and take a closer look at an aspect of the anti-slavery and abolition movement, like the role of freed blacks, or the civil rights movement, like desegregation or voting rights, through the lens of drawings, photography, or video. Create a timeline poster or a digital interactive timeline to tell a story and highlight what you see as the pivotal or watershed moment of the movement. So that's the part that they trying to, so you can find out like the history, and then it says reading. Okay, so number 3 is coming up now, guys. It says read more about historical figures. Go on a trip with your kids to your local library to find a variety of novels, biographies, or picture books of famous African American historical figures. See if your kids would like to focus on one person, gaining an in-depth understanding of how this person contributed to Black history, as well as the obstacles he or she had to overcome along the way. Some figures you could consider looking into include poet Langston Hughes, civil rights activist Julian Bond, author Harriet Beecher, Beecher Stowe, statesman Frederick Douglass, and astronaut Ronald E. McNair, or try learning more about some figures who may not be as well known, such as Pathbreaker, father and son, FBI Special Agent Jesse and Robert Strider. And y'all, this is just a few names. It's a lot. So don't just limit yourself to this. It's a lot. It's a lot. In African American history, it's a complex history, but it goes beyond the history in America. So you gotta remember that too. Okay. Cause it's a thing that I often hear people say, and I say too. You have to know where you came from to know where you're going. So that's the importance of this lesson here. I'm gonna just call it a lesson. So, but yeah. So, and then now we're going to talk about science. Oh, that's what I was wanting to say, because I was trying to think of what I wanted to say. Yeah, this is really, really great for kids, but if you as an adult is interested in knowing about the American history, then this is great also for you. It's just not limited to kids. Yeah, it'll give you an excuse to make it fun, bringing the whole family along to learn about it and to see the African American culture. Because you'll be surprised how many people don't know the African American culture. Also, culture of other people. It's just something that I feel like that needs to be done or talked about so that we can move forward as a nation. So, and then it says, number 4, investigate the contribution of African American scientists. Learn about some famous and less well-known African American scientists and investors who made amazing contributions to various areas of STEM. And STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics for those of you who don't know. And it's a study. It says this article about African American inventors could be a good starting point. Okay. And then number 5, grow some seedlings. The agriculturalist George Washington Carver researched numerous uses of various crops, including the peanut. For a hands-on activity, try planting some peanuts from the shell in a pot of soil and see if you can produce seedlings. With this USDA growing peanuts student science project. Okay, so they got a lot of this in highlighted lettering or blue lettering. So if you want to go back and look at it, then you can go back and look at it. But like I said, it's from the U.S. Department of Education, and it's African American history, 10 ways to cultivate greater appreciation for it. Greater appreciation. And then at the end I'll tell you what I typed in, because I don't want to click out of it and then not know what I typed. Not know where I am. Excuse me, y'all. I don't know why I'm yawning. So then there's art connections, and that's number 6. Color, paint, and create. For younger children, get out the coloring utensils and print a copy of the National Archives Emancipation Proclamation commemorative coloring book with history about President Lincoln signing the proclamation, portraits and short biographies of several African Americans. Consider spending a day with your family exploring the works of visionary African American artists by visiting a museum or online gallery like the National Gallery of Arts the National Gallery of Arts tour of African American artists. Create your own works of art inspired by the works you discover. Okay, so I think that's a great idea. And when it said create your own art, don't feel like you have to have like a perfect masterpiece. I say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so create your own art. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And who's to say what is art? Who's to say what is perfect art, right? I think art is what comes from that person that on the paper or on the canvas. That's art. So beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And so number 7, first it says get moving, and that's number 7. Groove to the rhythms of African American music traditions. Dance to different genres of music: jazz, blues, soul, funk, go-go, R&B, hip-hop, and rap music on a free streaming radio website or on the Library of Congress National Jukebox. And that's a website also, guys. Library of Congress National Jukebox. Create your own playlist of blues recordings. Try putting together a playlist that spans decades and includes favorites from different generations of your family. Popular songs in these genres from the parents or grandparents' teenaged years. So I know it says jazz, blues, funk, soul, go-go, R&B, hip-hop, and rap music. And also, you know, Jimi Hendrix, he did rock and roll. So music came from Africa. So the foundation of our music, that's where it came from. So when you hear different kinds of music, I mean, just the thing is, just learn your history, and then people took it and made it their own, which is, I think, is amazing. I think it's great. So, but just learn where it comes from, and then like it said, then show your appreciation for where it came from, right? And then we have number 8. It says go hiking through history. As an introduction to the Underground Railroad, try the National Park Service's Junior Ranger activity book, Discovering the Underground Railroad. Then, with your kids, check out if you are located close enough to hike or bike a trail through sections of the Underground Railroad or visit an Underground Railroad historic site. See the National Park Service network to freedom to see locations. And then it says, see, I'm learning something today too, y'all. Then it says, have a conversation with your kids about the significance of the Underground Railroad and what they think it might have been like to use these trails during that time period. Why were so many African Americans willing to take the long journey across these trails? Why is it important to preserve historical sites such as the Underground Railroad? Okay, and then it says healthy eating. Celebrate African and African American culinary traditions. Prepare a delicious, healthy dish or meal inspired by African American culinary heritage. Try this warming and healthy confetti soup recipe, created by 3 middle school students from South Carolina for the Recipes for Healthy Kids Challenge. Get a week's worth of healthy meals ideas from Let's Move with Chef Marvin Woods. And then it's got the website down here too. So if you guys go on this site, you can see it. And that was number 9. And number 10 is explore cultural cuisine. It says learn about African American culture through exploring its rich culinary cuisines. We have some good food, y'all. Some really good food. Like they say, healthy and unhealthy. You just have to eat in moderation, but we have some really good food. And we're really, really good cooks too. So, and we're very clean cooks and everything. So, yeah. And it says try preparing a meal with African or African American inspired dishes such as the colorful, amazing African sweet potato stew. That was one of the 2014 Kids State Dinner winners of the Healthy Lunchtime Challenge. Kids interested in sports may enjoy learning about the importance of healthy eating with football players who have stopped by the Let's Move kitchen. Okay, so that was a good reading, guys. So let me read this down to the bottom. It said, enrich your kids and your own understanding and appreciation of Black history and culture with some of our ideas. For more fun activities. Check out African American. Okay, good God. Last night I didn't record because I kept trying to record and I kept yawning. I'm like, what in the world is going on? It says for more fun activities, check out African American History Month.gov. African American History Month.gov. So you'll find some things there too, guys. And it says for researchers from the Library of Congress, the National Archives, the National Park Service, and more. Okay, so I guess this is my disclaimer, I guess. It says this feature is based on blog posts that originally appeared on free.ed.gov, and it says a site that is now retired. Okay, so it says please visit ed.gov/free, and free is in capital letters, for more information. So I really enjoyed that. So I am so interested in you guys, for you guys to know my history, and to the African American community, I think it is even more important for us to know our own history, because I know, like, if you at random walk up to some of our children and ask some of our children about the African American history, and they're African American and they don't know their own history. And I think it's important because, like I said, if you don't know where you came from, like your lineage, you cannot know where you're going, and things happen that some of us can't really trace back a whole lot of our lineage because we were so separated in the time of slavery. So that might be an issue, but go back as far as you can. That way, it's a great possibility that okay, so my great grandfather was a carpenter, or my great was a doctor or a lawyer, and then you might find out, because some of this stuff is in your DNA, and so you might figure out, oh, that's why, or I'm an artist, or that's why I love reading, or that's why, because, your great grandfather could have been an author, and you know what I mean, or grandmother, or whatever, and so you don't know. So once you find out, you have such a confidence within yourself, because you feel like, okay, so I'm in touch with my roots. And when you're in touch with your roots, just like a tree, the deeper your roots go, the higher, the tree gonna grow, and the further out the limbs are gonna reach, and so you have a better growth about yourself. So I just appreciate that, and that was for the African American community, and for whomever else is interested in knowing about our history. I would love for you guys to know about our history so you can understand us better, so you'll know also the contribution that African Americans made in the country, and not just believe what you hear, believe what you know, believe what you research, believe what you find out for yourself, because it's so many myths about our culture and about us and who we are. And I just say, not just this culture, learn about other cultures too. So when somebody feeding something into, or trying to put something into you, or into your spirit, or into your ears about other people's culture, and you're not sure, because somebody's saying one thing about a race of people, but you're looking at the people and said, well, you know what, they don't really seem that bad. But this person over here is saying this about them and that about them. But then you think to yourself, well, you trust this person, you feel like you can trust this person that's saying all this negative stuff, but then at the same time, you kind of at odds, and you're going back and you're vacillating back and forth in your mind and saying you don't really understand the truth of this truth over here doesn't match this truth over here. The truth of somebody that you trust to tell you the truth and the actual truth that's over here, that this is a good race of people. Don't get me wrong. Every race has its negative in it. Every race. No race is exempt. There is no race that doesn't have nobody that they can look at and say, there are some undesirables. You understand what I'm saying? But you can't treat people as a whole bad, for lack of a better word. You can't mistreat people. It's good people in every race. We just have to figure out how to come together and help those that are not so desirable, that might need us to reach for them and try to. We ain't gonna be able to save them all, but we can do our best, right, guys? So but yeah, that was my reading for today. So, but anyway, I appreciate you guys coming by and listening to what I have to say. And I love you guys so much for loving me. You know, loving me enough to come and just listen at what I have to say, what's important to me, helping me to make my platform a space where I can make the world a better place, help make the world a better place, because I can't do it by myself. I'm going to need y'all to help me. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, comment down below, hit the notification bell, and also don't forget to tell your families and friends what the girl set is doing, because we keep it popping over here on the positive side. You know how we do. Y'all know how we do it. We keep it popping on the positive side with love, compassion, kindness, embracing each other, whether it be physical embrace or emotional, mental embrace, by keeping us keeping y'all on our minds, keeping y'all on our hearts. You understand what I'm saying? This is something that we gotta do. We are too divided. And I wanted to say, if something happened, we want to be able to come together and make sure that we take care of one another. You understand what I'm saying? Because if we're divided, how do we do that? How do we do that? So like this coronavirus is going crazy. You never know the situation in your family. You never know your foundation can fall out from under you with this coronavirus. And so you're going to need somebody else to come up with a stronger foundation. And when I say foundation, that means the breadwinner, the head of the household, the person who just make sure everything run right in the family. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to stop being so divided. So when things do come against us as a country, as a nation, as a world, we be able to fight it back. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, but I love you guys so much. So, but I'm not going to keep you. I'm going to go ahead on and bid you guys good night. But don't forget to reach out and embrace somebody, say a positive word, look for opportunity to do some good in the world. Okay? And I love you guys.